As-salaamu alaykum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thrive2RidwanullahTv. All praise and thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We love, fear, and have all hope in our one and only Creator, Owner, and Sustainer. And may the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon the most esteemed leader and most honorable teacher, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his family, his companions, and those who follow him until the day of judgment. Allahumma ameen. JazakAllahu khayr for tuning in. In the previous episode, we covered big decisions, fears, new beginnings, and big news. And in today's episode, inshallah, what we will do is we will announce the big news by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also I will tell you a brief personal story of mine, inshallah, so we may be able to get to know one another. And what I'll do is I'll go over what the big news is, and how it will be delivered. And also, inshallah, I will go over the purpose behind it, for everything has a reason. And last but not least, what I would like is a special request from you guys. So inshallah, I have a special request to ask of you, inshallah, towards the end of the video, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And what I would like to let you guys know is, in this recordings, not a professional yet, inshallah. So I'll be working towards, getting better at my craft, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So I'll be looking at my notes. So if you see me looking down, sometimes reading verbatim, inshallah, it is something that I will improve on as the weeks and years go by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So excuse me for that, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The big announcement, finally, the big news. It's been something that's literally been on my mind for the past year, if not longer than that. It's something that gave me a lot of fear, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of passion, a lot of pleasure by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's been something that I've been thinking about for quite some time. I didn't quite know how to bring it out. I didn't know how to express it. I didn't know, how would people perceive it? What would people think about it? Would people actually even benefit from it? A lot of unanswered questions, as is the norm for beginning a new journey. And the big news is, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, the big news is, in this new year, 2016, inshallah, what will be my challenge, my development tool, and ability to give back to this world in a positive and progressive way by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Thrive2RidwanullahTv. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. From now on a weekly basis, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, I will be delivering, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, weekly episodes of Thrive2RidwanullahTv, except in certain circumstances that I will notify you in advance by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is the big news. There you have it. For those 1, 2, 3, 4, however many people were paying attention, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is the big news. What is the big news? Thrive2RidwanullahTv, inshallah. So before I tell you what it is about, why we are doing it, and how we plan on doing it, and the special request that I have from you guys, is I wanted to let you know about my personal story and this journey that I've reached by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I wanted to introduce myself to you guys so that we may be able to get to know each other a little better, and we might be able to relate to one another in one way or another by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As many of you already know, my name is Hussein Haji Muhammad, and I am a peak performance coach and a business intelligence analyst by profession. And I am a dreamer and an entrepreneur by heart who loves to stay within the vast freedom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's boundaries, rules and regulations. I was born in Baidoa, a small city in south-central Somalia, and because of the civil war, my family moved to Ethiopia and Kenya in search of a better life. And in 1997, a family begged my parents to allow me to fill a spot to go with them to America, specifically Salt Lake City, Utah. I went through the struggle of an immigrant and being treated as a black sheep of a family for several months. Since I was far away from my mother and father and siblings, I've been through at least 4 different countries and more than 10 different cities and 10 different public schools. By the time I graduated from high school in 2006, my life accumulated to spending endless amount of time with the boys. Then came the girls, then the parties that had the drugs and the thugs and the wannabes. Coming home 1, 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, and at times till 6 in the morning, to like the rappers have programmed us to follow. Just like the rappers have programmed us to follow, that put me in a continuous cycle of problems and feeling empty inside and having no happiness or satisfaction from doing the same thing over and over again for years, and only living for the weekend just to repeat it again the following weekend. I remember one night coming home from a party around 2 a.m., hating myself and hating my life and feeling empty inside and thinking there's gotta be something more than this to life. There's gotta be more than this to life. And by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in 2008, while in college, my uncle Abdul Khaliq and I took a life-changing summer trip to Qatar to visit my uncle Abdullah and my cousins. And my uncle Abdullah had an unmatched hospitality and gave us tours of neighboring countries such as Bahrain and UAE, and we traveled through cities, such beautiful cities as Dubai and Abu Dhabi in the country of UAE. And thus had the privilege of touring the Middle East. That summer journey literally changed the course of my life forever. Even though I was born a Muslim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed me to find Islam, which felt like the first time. That is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed me to start changing my life. It was a beautiful struggle where I went from the nightlife to the right life of confining myself within the vast freedom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's boundaries, rules and regulations. That is the life I found to be more peaceful, tranquil, and pure joy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed me to get my priorities in order. Now I put my deen first myself and my family second, my career third, and last but not least, my friends and the ummah fourth. After realizing how privileged I am in comparison to the brilliant individuals I saw on that summer trip, that allowed me to see the importance of education. From there on, I took my education at the University of Utah very seriously. And after a couple of years, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I was able to get my bachelor's degree in business management with emphasis on information systems and entrepreneurship. Alhamdulillah. And furthermore, I've led several student organizations and community projects and conferences. That is how I was introduced to the serious leadership and community impacting activism. Then I went into starting my own businesses during my last year at the University of Utah and started a total of 4 businesses so far, alhamdulillah. 2 of them are not, I'm not currently working in, and 2 of them I'm currently working in, and I'll explain those in brief detail by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the first one is dead, as I mentioned, with no hope of resurrection, which was my candy business. I had an idea that put me in my flow state to start a business with $0 of my own money, and I did not use anyone else's money. And not using anyone else's money, I was able to make over $1,000 in revenue within several months while going to school full-time, working a part-time job, and being involved in a student organization and community activism full-time, with the hopes of making an entrepreneur's excuse of not having enough money and time just that, an excuse. But what I really wanted to do is to be able to go into these underprivileged and impoverished countries to start helping individuals start businesses as a way of alleviating poverty, which will be a project of mine, a non-profit project of mine in the future, that is an entrepreneurship academy by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And my second business was Viazi Cafe, which was wildly successful in its own right, and that is on pause for future resurrection by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then I started Gadget Zone, which is my electronic shop that has a team of 4 employees running it now. And my 4th business, which is my heart and soul and mission in life, and that is Thrive2RidwanullahTv Enterprises. It's a training and development company that is planning on hosting seminars and courses and various personal and professional development engagements, mainly online and in person, which ultimately leads us right back to my first official project, Thrive2RidwanullahTv. And you might ask yourself, what is Thrive2RidwanullahTv? It is an online TV show delivered weekly on YouTube with an article and downloadable MP3 player with brilliant discussions on our blog site, www.Thrive2RidwanullahTv.com, and that is Thrive2RidwanullahTv.com. The main topics we will cover are three. The first of which is our deen, the second of which is our dreams, and the last of which is our habits. Furthermore, there will be motivating topics, inspiring interviews, and empowering book reviews, and last but not least, question and answer episodes by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And why am I doing Thrive2RidwanullahTv, and what are the goals and objectives behind it? I have four very specific reasons why I am doing Thrive2RidwanullahTv, which in essence is the goal and objectives of Thrive2RidwanullahTv, and the reason for everything that I undertake by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first one is Ridwanullah. The second one is economic and social justice, peace and prosperity. The third one is creating opportunities. And the fourth one is personal and professional growth. I will give brief explanations of each. The first one, Ridwanullah, the one that is most near and dear to my heart. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. That we have not created the jinn and the ins except that they worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in essence, Ridwanullah is worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For the scholars have defined worship anything and everything that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is done for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we want to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every possible way, in every second of our lives. And second, to have economic and social justice, peace and prosperity. I really hope to create economic and social justice, peace and prosperity with all the chaos that is going on in our world today. And we want to create hope for a better future for all of us by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And every single person has a position and responsibility in that regard. And last, number three, creating opportunities. I wish that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides me with the ability and the mental stability to create opportunities for myself and others, especially those who are underprivileged and impoverished and that need a sense of hope, a sense of guidance, a sense of opportunity, a sense of providing real opportunities by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And last but not least, personal and professional growth. This is my way of growing into my passion and dreams, that I may face my biggest fears on my journey to live and reach my peak potential through peak performance for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to inspire and motivate you to do the same by becoming a thriver to Ridwanullah. And a few things to keep in mind beyond this episode. The struggle of giving life to your ideas, and a request from me to you, a request for your support. The struggle of giving life to your ideas, giving my Thrive to Ridwanullah idea massive action and adjustments hasn't been an easy one. And I don't expect it to be moving forward. I will encourage you to give your ideas a chance, for I remember one of the best motivational speakers, Les Brown, mentioning that you should not go to the grave with your ideas. You should take the time to provide it with massive action and adjustments, to put it out into the world so people may benefit from it. So individuals can take whatever inspiration and motivation that you could provide to them so they can pursue their own peak potential through peak performance for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to create inspiration and motivation to people to become better, which creates a better world for all of us. And that creates a better world for all of us. And a request for your support. I want to give a shout out to one of my friends. I don't want to mention his name at the moment, but he knows who he is, mashallah. When I released the first video, without even a hesitation, within a couple of hours, he rushed at me with a text saying, mashallah, tabarakallah, continue with what you are doing, your inspiring and motivating work. Go on and pursue that. Keep doing it. You did a superb job. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best if he was just trying to, he was saying what he was saying to motivate me, but I know he's a genuine person. MashaAllah. He inspired me and motivated me to keep doing what I'm doing. And I reached to him for advice and support. And I apologize if I've burnt you more than I needed to. So JazakAllahu khayr. That really means a lot to me. And what I wanted to let you guys know, for anyone who is out there that is watching, your comments, your support, your constructive feedback, your generous words, wallahi, means a lot to me. And it's something that I cherish moving forward. Getting constructive feedback from individuals who want to see more passion, more purpose, and more dreams becoming true by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And more importantly, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for me and my endeavors, specifically Thrive2RidwanullahTv, to become successful and most pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the purest of intentions and utmost sincerity. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which ideas are you sitting on that could leave a great positive impact? Leave a comment below and let me know. As always, we hope to have the best discussions after the episode over at our under construction blog site at www.Thrive2RidwanullahTv.com. at www.Thrive2RidwanullahTv.com. So go there and leave a comment now. Did you like this video? If so, subscribe to our channel. And I would be so grateful if you shared it with your family and friends. And if you want even more resources to create a business and life you love within the vast freedom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's boundaries, rules and regulations, come on over to Thrive2RidwanullahTv.com. And sign up for our email updates by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Stay humble, stay hungry, and keep going for your dreams and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And always believe that the best is yet to come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. JazakAllahu khayr for watching, and I will catch you next time on Thrive2RidwanullahTv.